Hello guys, my name is Maxwell from Max Multimedia. In this video I'm going to show you how to design this wedding invitation card in Photoshop, and if that sounds like something you are interested in, then please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And now let's roll.
I've reached an all-time low. I look to fly away.
Alright guys, over here the first thing I'm going to do is to just come over to my create new here, click on it, and then I'll be working with A5 flyer size. Okay, but then if you can't find A5 flyer size on your recent page, just come and click on print here, and then you are going to have all of these sizes here. So here is A5, just select this, and then the resolution, because this is going to be a very small size, so the resolution I'll leave it to 300, and then I'm going to click here on create. Alright, so guys, over here I've got these images here. Okay, link is in the description. You can download all of this and then follow along. Alright, now over here I will come to my adjustment layer here, come and click on solid color, and then I'll give it something like this. Alright, this is not a bad color, and that should be fine. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to head over to my rounded rectangle tool. Okay, so come to your rectangle tool here, click and hold, and then you see other tools here, so select your rounded rectangle. All right, so now the radius I want to use, once you select the tool, you see the property bar. Okay, so come over to the radius here and change whatever number you have here. Just select all of this like this, and then you change it to 140. Okay, and then once you put in 140, just come and click here, and then you can just draw a simple rounded rectangle like this. Okay, now I'll change this color to here. All right, so that should be fine. Now the next thing I want to do, as you can see, there is still the pink is still showing here. Okay, so I'll drop the rectangle tool and then select this one, Ctrl T on my keyboard, and then I'll hold down Shift key so I can just adjust this particular side like that to have all the pink covered. All right, so that's fine. Now the next thing I want to do is to head over to my resources here. I'm going to drag these flowers here to Photoshop like this here. All right, that's fine. Now the next thing I want to do is to enter on my keyboard to release the image. Now right click it, come to the blending options here, and then come to color overlay. Okay, we want to change the color overlay to white, so come and tick the color overlay here. If your color is not white, just double click this particular layer again, and then you see the color box here. So whatever color is here, just click here, and then you can change the color. Whatever color you want, you can change it here. Okay, but then I'll be giving it white, and then I'll click OK here, and then here also OK. All right, now the next thing I want to do is I want this one to be on top of the pink background. All right, so now I do not want it to be on top of this kind of yellow background. All right, so I'm going to click this one and drag it on top of the pink background here, so I can have this. Now I'm going to make a couple of copies of this flower. All right, so what I'm going to do is to Ctrl J to make my first copy. Now I will click and drag, I will just click and drag the top one here. Okay, now the down one here, this is the top one, this is the down one. All right, so the down one here is the one I have here, so I'll select the layer, and then I'll press Ctrl T on my keyboard to select it like this, and then I'll open it up very big, real big like this. Okay, alright guys, this is fine. Now I will enter on my keyboard, and then I'm coming over to my opacity here, reduce the opacity to like 6 or 7. Okay, I'll just clean this and then write 6. Alright, 6 is fine. So as you can see, it has blended with this particular solid color here. Now come and select this one here, then bring it here. Okay, and I'm going to press Ctrl T on my keyboard to open it up some more like this. Okay, then place it somewhere here like so. All right, so I'll enter my keyboard. Now I'm going to make another copy of this one, so Ctrl J to make another copy. Now this copy I want it to be on top of this one, so I'm going to select this one and then bring it on top like this. All right, so make sure the layer is selected, the one you just bring on top, and then press Ctrl T on the keyboard. We want to resize it very small like this. All right, this is fine. So I'll enter on my keyboard. Now I want to make another copy of this particular one again, so Ctrl J to make another copy. Now I'm going to drag that copy up here. Oh, sorry, so sorry about that. I'm going to drag that copy up here. All right, now I'm going to Ctrl T on my keyboard again to open this one some more. It's too small, and then I'm going to place it here like so. All right, this is fine, right? So I'm just going to leave it there, okay, like that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, now I will come over to my rounded rectangle tool here, click and hold, and then come and select your ellipse tool here, hold down shift key, and then you draw a nice and a perfect circle like this. Now change the color to white, and then I'm going to give it an outline or a stroke. Okay, so come and select this. I will give it this color. You can do the same thing with this property bar as well. Okay, so you can do it here, you can do it here. All right, so come over here, and then I'm going to change this one. I'm going to set it to let me see, 21.06 is fine, and that should be fine. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to give this a shadow, a drop shadow. So come and first of all drop your ellipse tool, and then come and right click the layer here, come to the blending options here, and then come and click, let me push this aside, come and click here on your drop shadow here. All right, so if you are okay with the shadow settings, then you can just come and click on OK. All right, so what I want to do is to bring this one on top of this, but then this one is white, so if I bring it here, I'll not be able to see it. So I'll select this particular one, the layer is here, so I'll just right click this one, or better still, we just want to change the color overlay. So you have the effect here, the color overlay, so you can double click this color overlay here, double click it, and then it's going to open the panel for you. Okay, so just come and click on this color, white color here, and then we can, let me sample this color here. Okay, let me deepen it up a bit like this. All right, so that is okay, and then click on OK. Now what I'm going to do is, this one is under this one is on top of this flower, so I'm going to drag the flower on top here like this. All right, so I can have it on top of this. So I'm just going to select the flower again, and then drag it on top of this one like this. All right, so guys, yeah, this is what I want. All right, so you can leave it like this, you can power clip it, but then I want to power clip it inside this one. So there are two ways. You can hold down Alt key and then behave like you are moving the mouse in between this layer and this layer, and then you see it then like that. So if you click, then it has placed it inside this one. So if I should off this one, it will go with the flowers. Or you can right click the flower image layer like that, come to this create clipping mask, and then the same thing. Okay, so guys, now we have our background ready. So the next thing I'm going to do is to group all of this flower and the shapes and name it to background. All right, so with this one selected, I will come all the way down here, hold down my shift key, and then select this one, and then it will select all of these layers, then Ctrl G on my keyboard to group it. So I'm going to double click here and then name this to background. Okay, so background like that, and that should be fine. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to start typing. Okay, so I'm going to select my text tool here, and then I'll just click here. Okay, now I want to change this font. Okay, so I'll come over to this place here. I'm going to, the first font I'm going to use is here, Edwardian Script ITC. Hey, some fonts are very complicated to pronounce. All right, so Edwardian Script ITC. All right, I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, but guys, you can get this font from Google. Okay, so I'm going to select this like this. All right, so first of all, I will come to my text here. I'm coming to copy the special invitation here, Ctrl C to copy it. Now I'm coming to paste this here. Okay, Ctrl V to just paste it here. All right, so now I have it here. The next thing I'm going to do is to select all of this, then come over here. I want to change the color to something like this. I just want something that will make my combination nice. All right, okay, I think this is okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is to just check this and then drop the text tool, then drag this and then bring it here. All right, so that should be fine. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to again head over to my my text here. I'm going to select the family name here, Ctrl C, and then I'm going to activate my text tool. The shortcut key is T on the keyboard to activate it. Then you click here, and then I'm going to change this font again from this to Rallyway, and then I'll come here and change this to maybe bold. All right, or semi bold. All right, so Now Ctrl V to paste what I just copied. All right, now don't worry about how this thing is looking. I'll just Ctrl A to select all the text, and then I will open the paragraph panel here, and then I'm going to just take the size down, okay, like so. All right, just down again, maybe to like 9 is not bad, and then I'm going to close the spacing to a bit like so. All right, so I'm coming to change the color to white. All right, so guys, I think this is fine, so that should be fine. So drop your text tool and then select this, and then you just place it here nicely like so. All right guys, all right, so that is it. Now the next thing I want to do is to again come over to I'll be doing copy and paste. All right, so I'm selecting the name here, Maxwell here, so Ctrl C to copy, and then I'll activate my text tool here, and then I'm going to Ctrl V to paste. All right, so guys, I'll select all of this name here, and then come to my character panel here. Sorry, I'm going to open this up a bit like so. All right, so I'm going to change the font from Rallyway to this font here called Fall in Love. All right, Fall in Love. All right, so I'm going to open it up some more a bit like so. 31 is fine. Okay, so as you can see, the name is supposed to be Maxwell, not Well. So I'm going to click here and then add X to it, and then that should be fine. So I'm going to again, I'm going to select all of it and change the color to this particular color we have here, not this. All right, this color. All right, so that is fine. So I'll just come and check this here, and that should be fine. I think this has bold activated, so again I just want to come over to my character panel here, then come and disactivate this. It's too bold. All right, so the text can be readable. All right, so guys, that is it. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to just place it up here like this. Okay, and then I think Ctrl T, let me open it up some more. All right, I think this is fine. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is to come back again to my and copy this here, and then T on my keyboard to activate my text tool, then click here, and then I'm going to change this one to Rallyway bold again, Rallyway, and then maybe bold here, and then I'm going to paste the name here, and then I'm going to select all of this and then change the color from this to white. Okay, and then I'm going to let me open this again, let me resize this very small, then this one I can activate this bold again, then resize this very small, some more. All right, I think that's fine. So the next thing I'm going to do is to just click this and then bring it here. Okay, make sure before you select and drag, you always drop your text tool. All right, so that is fine. The next thing I'm going to do is to copy another name, but then I want to make a copy of this name. Okay, so because the next name that is coming will come, or I would like to use this same typeface. Okay, so select this Maxwell here, and then Ctrl J to make a copy, then you can just drag it down here like this. Okay, now you can reduce the size of this, okay, if you think that it's close to the name here. All right, this is just for the sake of tutorial, so I will just leave it like that, and then I'm going to select all of these text here. Just double click to select everything, then I will come over to my text here and come and copy the name of the lady. All right, Ctrl C on the keyboard, and then here Ctrl V to paste it. All right, so as you can see, so drop your text tool, and then you just position this here. All right, that is fine. So the next thing I'm going to do is to make a copy of this particular name again, because the next name that is coming will come with this same font and color. All right, so select this one and then you make a copy of it, then you can drag it down here. All right, like so. All right, so you can now double click to select all of this. Now come back to your text here, and then I'm coming to select the sign name here, Golomaka. All right, so that is it. So Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl V to paste it here. All right, so guys, I'm going to resize the name here. All right, so Ctrl T to resize this very small. This is big. All right, and this is fine, and I'm going to do the same thing for this one as well. All right, so just resize this like so. All right, so guys, the next thing I'm going to do is to head over to my resources here. Okay, I've got this and this shrink for you. You can use any of the two, okay, but then I'll be going with this love ring. Okay, so I'll just click and drag this to Photoshop like this, and I'm going to resize this very small. All right, and then I'm going to place it here like so. Okay, and then enter on my keyboard. Now the next thing I want to do is to give it a drop down shadow. So right click the layer, come to the blending options here, and then come and select this. Now this is too much, okay, the shadow effect is too much, so double click the shadow layer here, and then you have the properties here. So I'm going to reduce the size to maybe 9, the spread also, you know, down. Reduce whatever you want to reduce and increase whatever you want to increase, according to your taste. All right, so I think I'm okay with this, and then I'll click OK. Now that is fine. Now the next thing I'm going to do from here is to group all of these tests here. All right, so yeah, I think I'm done with this test. Okay, so just take your time and make sure that your alignment and everything is perfect. Okay, I'll come all over to this place here, and then come down, make sure just select this layer. Okay, come down to the last test here, which is the special invitation. Hold down shift, select this one, and then I'm going to Ctrl G on my keyboard to group this one as well. So I'm going to double click it and name it to maybe top names, okay, or top infos, whatever. I'll just leave that to that. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to come to my, okay, just come to your test to here, and then click right. I'm going to write B. All right, so now after you write the B, I'm coming to select a font here called Vintage Decorative Sign. Okay, so that is it. I'm going to, let me Ctrl T to open it up some more like this. Okay, this is a font. All right, Vintage Decorative Sign. All right, so I'm going to leave that to that. Let me push it up some more like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to, all right, I will change the color from this particular color to maybe white or maybe pink. All right, so just double click to select it, and then come to this side here. Then you can change the color to maybe white. Let's give it white for now. And then I'm coming to open my toggle here, and so I can deactivate this bold here. It's, as you can see, it does make it to kind of thick. All right, so that should be fine. And then guys, this is what we've got here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, let me push this up a bit, and all right, now the next thing I'm going to do is to come to my rectangle tool here. Just click the rectangle tool here. Then I want to draw a rectangle from here like this. All right, something's just like this. Okay, I think this is fine. So the next thing I want to do is to change the color to white. Okay, if maybe in case we have to adjust this. All right, Ctrl T on my keyboard. I want to just resize this a bit. All right, so just resize this down a bit like so, and then you can position it properly like this. Okay, all right guys, this is fine. Now the next thing, or even is, I think it's still too kind of, all right, this is okay. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, you can choose to round the edge. Okay, you can choose to make it round. All right, like coming to select your tool again, open your property bar, then maybe you can round this like maybe 50. All right, so just close this and then drop. All right, so guys, that is fine. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to come to my test here. I'm going to copy the dates and the time. Okay, so before I do that, I'll go back to my resources that I have here. So I'm going to select my calendar here, calendar. How is it called? All right, so I will just, because this has a background, it has a white background, so I will not place it here directly, but then I will open another new page for it. So just bring it here, and then you see copy, then you leave it, then it will open a new page for it like this. So what I'm going to do is I just want to remove the background. All right, so there are several ways of doing that in Photoshop, okay, but then what I want to do is to come to your eraser tool here, click and hold, and then you see all of these tools. So I will select magic. You can use the magic eraser tool, okay, that one, it works faster, and then that should be fine. So I'm going to leave the inner one, the inner white, like that. If you click the inner one, it will remove that one as well, but then I'm going to leave that to that. So I'll drop this tool. So the next thing I want to do is to click this one and then drag it to this particular page here, and then you bring it here. So this is too big, so I'm going to Ctrl T to just resize it. Right, just resize this like this. All right, and this should be fine. So enter on the keyboard to just release the image, and then you can bring it here like this. All right, so now the next thing I want to do is I want the whole thing to have a kind of combination. So I want this also to be pink and white. So guys, what we are going to do for this is to come over to your adjustment layer here, then come to hue and saturation. Okay, now the hue and saturation, what we'll be doing is we want it to affect only this one. All right, and this is the layer of the, all right, so come and click here. All right, let me show you. If you did not click here, it will affect the whole background and everything, the text and everything. So for instance, if I begin to make changes, have you seen? So what we want to do is to come and click here to power clip the effect in this one, so it can affect only this. All right, so now come and take the lightness up like this, and then the saturation to +100, and then you can bring the hue to this color here. Sorry, come and click this colorize here. Okay, click here. All right, so you can now do the adjustment again. Take this one to like 40, the lightness to 40 plus there about, this one to 100, and then this one also to this kind of pink side. Okay, so we can have something combination. All right, I think I'll leave that to that, and that should be fine. If not, this tutorial will be a very long one. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to come over to my text here, click here, and then so as you can see, our previous font here, typeface here is selected, is activated. So I'm going to change this to maybe Poppins. Okay, then the Poppins, I'm coming to change it from regular to maybe semi-bold. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is, let me open the toggle. All right, I'll come over to my text here, and then I'm coming to copy this particular one here, Saturday. All right, so I'll just Ctrl V to paste it here. Okay, now this Saturday, I'm going to drop my text tool, bring it here, and then I'm going to Ctrl T again to just resize this very small like this. Okay, going to resize this very small like this, and then for now I think this is okay. All right, so guys, all right, the next thing I'm going to do is to come here again, copy the 10th. All right, this is December 10th. Okay, but then I'm going to copy only the 10th, so I will cut it completely from here. So Ctrl X to just cut it from here, and then I'm coming to activate my text tool here. All right, this is very big. Let's just reduce the size. All right, to like so. Ctrl V to just paste, and then what I'm going to do is to drop the text tool and then select this one like this, Ctrl T, and then you can open it up some more like this. All right, and then that should be fine. So the next thing I'm going to copy is the December. Let me close the gap here. All right, so I'll just copy the December 2022, and then I'll come here, activate my text tool here, and then I'm going to paste this here. Okay, like so, and then drop the text tool, and then I'm going to select this one, Control T. Then I'm going to transform this one down some more like so, and then place it here. Alright guys, that should be fine. Now the next thing I'm going to do, let me see how it looks like. Alright guys, this is not bad, but then the next thing I want to do is I want to select this one, select this calendar here, Control T. I want to open it up some more like this. Okay, alright, so enter on my keyboard, and then alright, place it here. Now I want to select this 1 2 3 text here, okay, from this one and then to this one. So hold down Shift and then you select this to select all of this. So hold down Control and then you can drag them like this, okay, and that should be fine. I just want it to be a bit away from this one, so maybe I'll select this one and then bring it a bit closer to it like so. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is to bring another, select this, drag it here, and then you can leave it here like so, okay, and then you can resize it like this. Alright, then you can bring it here like this, okay. Yeah, this is fine. Alright, now the next thing I want is I want the same color to be on top of this one, but then this one there is no need that we copy this. Alright, so you can right click the layer here. Alright, this is the layer, the clock layer is this one, so you can just right click, come to the blending options, and then come to your color overlay, and then boom guys. But then it looks like there's a slight difference, so come and click here, and then once you click, this opens, you have this automatically, so just come and pick or sample this color, then it can be the same thing. Alright, so guys, that is it. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to come over here, and then I'm coming to copy the time here, so Control C to copy, and then activate my text tool here, and then I'm going to paste this here. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is to just space them like this. Alright, so maybe I'll select everything again, open my character panel here, maybe let me increase the size a bit like so, and I think this is not bad looking. Alright, so guys, that is fine. So let me just select it and then place it here like so. Alright, so as you can see, now you have to take your time in this place and then align everything properly. Okay guys, so now I'm going to make a copy of this particular rounded rectangle here, so select it and then Ctrl J to make a copy of it. Then you can drag it down here. Alright, I want to create some demarcation here, so just drag it, sorry about that, just drag it down here like so. Alright, now the next thing I'll be doing is to head over to my text tool again. Let me see what I've got here, location. Alright, so I'm going to select all of this location here. Okay, so Ctrl C to copy this, and then activate your text tool here, and then you can paste that here. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is to just bring it here. This is too much, so you can select all of this. Alright, or Ctrl T on the keyboard to just resize it. Alright, but then like this. Alright, this is not bad. Alright, so guys, yeah, this is not bad, this is okay. So what I'm going to do is to bring the location icon. Alright, so I'll head over to my resource here. I've got these two. Alright, but then for the sake of the time trying to remove the background again, alright, let me just use this and then take off the background. Alright, so I'll just take it to another place like this. Alright, so I'll just come over to my this eraser tool, click and hold, come and select the magic eraser tool, just take care of all the white spots, and then drop the tool. Then you can click and drag to where we are creating or where we are doing this design. So Ctrl T to just transform this very small like this. Okay, then bring it here like this. Alright, drop the tool. Alright, so just shift this to this place like this, and then you bring this one under this one like so. So what I'm going to do is to do the same thing as I did to this one. Right, so I'll just copy the effect from this one to this one. All right, so this is the layer of this, and this also is the layer of this. So just this is the effect we put on this one. So hold down your alternate key and then click the effect from this particular one here, and then you drag it to this layer here. All right, and then guys, you have that. So the next thing I'm going to do, let me see what next I have. All right, so I have the representatives here. So I'm going to copy first this, the RSVP. I'm going to copy that one, and then I'll come over to this place here, activate my text tool. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'll just activate my text tool here, and then I'm going to paste that here. All right, so what I'm going to do is to drop my text tool, place it here. Okay, and then I'm going to change the color to this particular color we are using. So select everything here, come to your color side here, just sample this, and that should be fine. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to come over again to this place, and then copy the numbers and the name, and then the same thing here, just paste everything here. Now select all of this, okay, and then come over to your color side here, change the color to white, and then open your toggle here, and then you can resize this small, okay, to like so, and then the color is white. All right, that's fine. And then what else do we need to do from here again? I think that is all, right? Okay, so all right, so I'll just bring this here like so, guys. All right, this is not bad looking already. All right, so the next thing I have here is, I think I've got two more things to copy. All right, so the dress code here, I'm gonna do the same thing here like so, and then I think this is already okay. Then I'll place it here, and then finally all COVID-19 protocols will be observed, and then I'm going to copy this one, and then finally paste that one also here, and then I'm going to place it here. All right, so guys, now all you have to do is to take your time and align your text and your images and everything properly. Okay, one of the principles of design is alignment, don't forget. All right guys, the next thing I want to do to this, I want to make a copy of this particular one. Okay, so let me push this one up a bit like so. Okay, and then what I'm going to do to this one is I want to make a copy of this particular one here. All right, so Ctrl J to copy it, and then I'm going to drag it down here like this. Okay, all right, so I want to flip. Let me push all of this thing up a bit. Okay, all right guys, so coming over to the downside here. All right, so the next thing I want to do, now I want to flip this one. Okay, I want to flip this one here. All right, so select this one, Ctrl T on the keyboard, then you can right click it and then flip it vertically. Okay, like that. So just bring it down like this. All right, so we can have this. All right, so guys, enter on the keyboard. So guys, yeah, let me see. All right, so guys, as you can see, we've been able to design this simple and nice looking wedding invitation card in Photoshop. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. God bless you for sticking around to the very end of this tutorial, and I'm going to see you in my next tutorial. Sign out.
All I want is a Christian girl. All I want is a spiritual girl. All I want is an obedient girl. All I want is a humble girl.